I'm cleaning my glasses to get myself prepared for this video. Okay, I'm all set. Can you see the lightning in front of me? I just set the light on to brighten up my face for a bit. And I'm not gonna make a contrived smile in the middle of the video because I just want to give you a genuine big smile to make the atmosphere more brightened. Today I'm just gonna read a comment that I got the other day to give some information to you. I think this is gonna be great for your language journey, so let me read it. Let me walk you through it. Okay, the viewer name is Airsoft Archives. Bonjour. Hello, my friend. Personally, I find your video and your knowledge of the English language really good. I already know how to speak English, so I agree. Thank you. Your grammar is very good. What language level are you? I have the impression that you are at least at level C1. Currently, I'm studying French and am only at B1 level today after about 10 months. Although I feel like I'm the level that is considered more intermediate, I still have trouble understanding the main idea most of the time when I watch the series in French. So I'm wondering, how long before did you start listening and understanding the majority of conversation in English? By the way, I'm sorry that I wrote that completely in French, but I would like to practice all the time. Don't worry about it, I just translated in English, so I comprehend everything that you just said to me. I replied to this viewer name's Airsoft Archives in the comment section in very long sentence. But for the sake of practicing my English, I'm just gonna be improvising. I'm not gonna read the comment that I wrote, that I replied to the viewer name's Airsoft Archives. Okay, then let me share my experiences on English. Okay, first of all, your question is, how long before did you start listening and understanding the majority of conversation in English? Okay. I started learning English back in 2019, July 26th, if I remember it correctly. So it's been 3 years so far. It's been 3 years plus maybe 1 month so far. So that was the very moment that I started learning English on my own. If you look at the video that I made on my YouTube channel, which name is How I Became Confident Speaking in English in 1 year, you can see how, like don't listen to it. My pronunciation was really bad. I had a Korean accent that I used to hate, and there's a strong accent on the entire video, but I corrected it over and over again to the point where I feel extremely comfortable with speaking in English on my own. And so the answer is it's been 3 years anyway. I started listening to English content like every single day ever since. And I'm constantly recording my voice through many different platforms. I recorded my voice and then listened to it. I uploaded my voice on language exchange app every once in a while to check if my pronunciation is right or not. That's how I'm doing. And then let me just share every method that I'm using to improve my English. Okay, first of all, I just record my improvisation like this. I record myself in front of a camera and then I check it later on. And then when I'm looking at myself, looking at me talking about English, I can easily find the mistakes I made in the video. That's how I correct the wrong sentence in my video. Then you might be thinking, but I'm not really sure if I'm right or not. So what does it matter? Is it even helpful for just record yourself and then look at it like a viewer? Yes, definitely. I guarantee you, because maybe if you can understand about what I'm talking about right now, you might be prepared for just talking English on your own, right? So even if you are not sure about how good your English is, it doesn't really matter. You can find just a simple mistake at first, like the tense, present tense, all of that grammar things that the elementary school student learn at first. I'm still struggling with time tense and like adding s if I were to speak something like she speaks French like this. Sometimes I just inadvertently spit out the sentence like this. Oh, she will speaks, but it's wrong, right? But so it doesn't take long before you realize that the simple mistakes you are making haven't really been resolved. You need to fix it first and foremost. That's what you're gonna be focusing on. And that's what I'm doing right now. Even it's been 3 years, I'm still struggling with that simple mistake, that kind of mistakes. Okay? And after that, second of all, if you checked how you're presenting yourself in front of the camera, the next thing you need to do is keep the first rule intact. You gotta keep doing it. You gotta keep recording yourself, and don't break the rule 1. You need to stick to the rule 1. Rule 2, stick to rule 1. That's my advice. And rule 3, the rule 3 will be don't break the rule 2, So That's the whole point. We just think to ourselves that we need to be extremely vigilant and diligent to change ourselves to be a better person. But if you take a moment to think about it, if you just keep doing it, keep what you want to, if you just keep doing the thing that you have to do all the time, then it's gonna be okay. So many of us just break the rule number 1. Stick to the habit. That's the reason why I recorded the video, which name is "You're Good Enough," so long as if you have a growth mindset. Okay. But here I want to talk more about it, because you don't feel like you get something out of this video. I will just share the methods that I've been using with you today. There's a lot of methods that you can use to improve yourself when it comes to learning languages, specifically English. If I'm being 100% honest, when I listen to English content every single day, there's no lie. That's a mere fact. I keep listening to English content every single day and then think in English to not forget about what I have learned so far. We human beings are oblivious, so if we are not talking about, if we were not to remember what we have done so far, we eventually forget about what we have learned. That's how our brain works, and that's how you can remember more. I keep reading English book. I read books in English to just expand my English, grammar sentences as such. I know it's extremely difficult to know about new vocabulary every once in a while. Because you might be thinking, it's really hard to just even remember a thing that I have learned a couple of days ago. But it's okay, we human beings all are just we are functioning like that. We can't engrave every information in our brain. If we had that kind of ability in our body, that could have been a disaster, because you can remember about everything that you have experienced. We need to just declutter some information that we don't need for the sake of protecting ourselves from the negativity. Okay, does it sound abstract? Then let me walk you through it. If you had some kind of traumatic accidents in 1997, you must have lost all of your money because of the financial crisis and all that. But you're not constantly thinking about it now, right? Because you just can't remember the crisis that you experienced before. If you had an ability to remember about it like every single day, your brain would have been just destroyed, right? So it's a common conundrum. It's a common conundrum. No matter what you do, no matter how hard you try to remember something new, you eventually forget about it. That's the fact. So it's really important to reinforce your memory every once in a while. So don't behave like this. Oh, I learned something new today. I'm great. And if that's the end, and then how are you gonna remember it again in the future? So my solution to that would be read a book that you have read so far. Like, you don't really need to read a lot of books because you're gonna forget about it. Yeah, sounds simple, isn't it? Doesn't it? Like, even if I have read a couple of books, a dozen of books in English, I don't really buy new things. I don't really buy new books to learn English. I can be learning more English with the content, with books, such that. But first things first. First and foremost, I thought to myself, my memory system doesn't function that well like a genius. So why would I buy a bunch of books that I think I'm gonna forget about in the future? That got me thinking, okay, then I should be reading the books that I have read every once in a while to reinforce my memory, and then boil things. Then I can be boiling things. Then I can boil things down to one single pattern that I can comprehend, which I think is gonna be useful for improving my English. That's what I'm doing. So it can be applied to other English contents as well. I just keep listening to the same content that I consumed the other day, because when I consume the content that I consumed the other day in the past, I can see the content differently. I can see the content in different perspectives. That's how I can just get something out of the same content each time I look at it and listen to it. Like this, If I hadn't practiced my English like that, I wouldn't have been able to talking about this right now. Because the thing that I'm talking right now is just the same thing. It's been 3 years. I've been listening to the same content, listening to the podcast that I like. I read a book a couple of times, the same book a couple of times. Then how could I be forgetting about it? That must be embarrassing, you know. That's the key point. That's the key takeaway you can get from this video. I know I when I edit my video, but I didn't edit that much because I just upload the raw version of my video because that must be authentic. Anyway, I just upload a raw video to check if I'm doing my English right or not. No, that got me thinking. I think we delude ourselves into thinking that we are doing really great about what we are doing. But that's kind of harmful in the long run. It can be constructive, but it can be also destructive either. If you just think that I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough, I'm not good enough. Oh, I'm so dumb. I'm so daft. I'm so naive. I'm so unprofessional. I'm just I'm such a, you know, I have no clue. I don't really know what to do. Such that if you are constantly thinking like that, it's just not good for your mental health. It will just deteriorate your mental health in the long run, and that's the common way you can just avoid the situation you might have to confront. You know, you have to confront the problem that you're dealing with right now, but sometimes we just lose ourselves and fool ourselves into thinking that we're just bad, we're just daft, we're just silly, in order for us not to be engaged in the situation that we need to confront at the moment. So everything seems to be simple to me. It's simple. I'm just trying to make everything simple to get myself stick to it. I'm one of those guys who wants to the things like that, you know. So so my video has been extended than I thought it was gonna be. But if you are keep listening to it, just I don't know, just hit the thumbs up button. I haven't really forced anyone to hit the likes button on my video, but sometimes I need that kind of metrics to just do YouTube, you know. That's my thoughts. Anyway, I hope you get something out of this, and see you in the next video. Bye. And if you have any comments, just leave your comments in the comments section. I will be looking up on that and then sincerely reply to you if I have leisure time to do that. But I will make some space to do that. So don't worry about it. Okay? Okay, bye.